Hi there. This is the second video that I will give you a brief explanation about personality assessment in general as an overview of this projective personality assessment course. And in this video, I will furtherly explain about the projective techniques characteristic as I previously mentioned in the first video. Okay, stay with me, Ide Kurnia Swasti, that I will assist you discussing this topic in this video. Let's start right now. There are six characteristics of these projective techniques. The first one is ambiguous stimuli, unstructured tasks, disguised procedures. You can use the global approach, the covert or latent aspect of personality, and the last is the low objectivity. Okay, we start with the first characteristic. Here is the stimulus. Related to the stimulus in the projective techniques is ambiguous. It means that the stimulus has many meanings or false meaning. The test materials will function as a screen that projected your inner processes here, but the subject will project the characteristic of thinking process, needs, anxieties, conflict, and others. The ambiguous stimuli here, okay, we cannot say that the response is correct or wrong because every kind of response is acceptable. So when there's no correct answer of the individual response, it is assumed that the structure imposed by respondent is a reflection or projection of his or her individual perception of the world. So, when using this kind of projective techniques, individuals or the subject of the test will feel safe, to say, to express his or her thoughts, feelings, and other kinds of internal process within him or herself to the administrator or to the tester, without afraid of being judged. Okay, that's the good point or the benefit of the ambiguous stimuli. Okay, this is the second characteristic, unstructured task. So the task in the projective technique, we can say it unpredictable, or we just can say it unstructured because we don't know how our work will be reviewed by the tester. Unstructured task, namely a task that allows for unlimited variation of answers. The projective techniques are usually less obvious in intended, therefore presumably less subject to faking and faking to and response set. Okay. For example, if you are given a sheet of paper, a blank paper, then the test administrator asks you to draw, then you just draw. You don't know how the test administrator will review your drawing, for example. So you just draw as whatever you want to draw in that sheet, and then it's done. Okay. You don't have to think a lot or get various assumptions related to your work. If you compare it to the non-projective technique that using self questionnaire, then you may tend to think a lot when you try to choose one of the options, right? Which one is the best? Should I pick A or B or another option? It makes you more like opportunity to think. But in this projective task, you just do the task and yeah, without deeply think about how it will be in the end. Okay, what I've said before, it is related also to this third characteristic, the disguise procedure, that in the projective techniques, subtle or hidden testing means that the respondent has no idea of what is expected from the task and how the result of his assignment or this task will be interpreted or how the interpretation will be made. So yeah, the test subject will just do the task without more or other consideration. Okay, the first characteristic is the global approach. Global approach here uses, we use the global approach to focus on an overall personality picture and how it is how is this manifestation of personality will make an impact in everyday life. For example, how does someone deal with the problem? Okay, so it's not a very specific related to kind of a detailed topic within the personality, but even to discuss the global approach. The psychologists who interpret projective test protocols usually try to form an overall impression to the examinee's personality by searching for consistencies. So we will compare the result. Because we have like numerous points that we need to be aware of from the test protocols, and then we will try to find out the consistencies from each of the aspects. Okay, searching for the consistency and outstanding features. Outstanding features mean something that from the specific aspect, something that are very, very obvious. It's very easy to capture from the other aspect in the test protocols. Because the consistencies and the outstanding features here will give us a pattern of responses. It's very, very important that. Yeah. The fifth characteristic will be the covert or latent aspect of personality. It means that the effective projective techniques uncover the covert, latent, and unconscious aspects of personality, such as motivation, emotion, and others. It can tap deeper layers of personality, of which even the respondent may be unaware. So, yeah, if you try to understand these words that we use here, is very, very strongly related to the psychoanalytic theory, right? That we discuss about the unconscious, we discuss about defense mechanism, and so on. And yeah, because of the ambiguous stimuli and then the disguise procedures, it will give the test taker or the subject a sense of safe during the test, and then he or she will tend to express his or herself freely, and then it will give the benefit for him or her related to the this discovering self thing. He or she may found things that he or she is unaware of. And then the sixth character here is more related to the drawbacks of the technique, that it is said by the other psychologists or scientists in the field of psychology, that the projective technique has low objectivity, since it tends to be more subjective, allowing different conclusions to be made on the same answer or same test protocol by different interpreter. But actually, for the well-trained interpreter, it's not really a big deal, of course, because in the field of assessment, in a psychological assessment, we will not use only one methods of assessment. If we use this projective assessment, then we projective assessment or using the projective test, then we need to combine it and compile with the result from the other methods. For example, from the interview, in-depth interview, and also from the observation or other psychological testing that is not using this method. Administering and scoring requires more training, yes, obviously, because it needs the like sensitivity of the interpreter to see from the global approach I have explained before, and then to find out the consistencies, to find out the pattern, the outstanding features, and so on from the test protocol. So it requires hours, not only hours but maybe years of training to get this kind of sensitivity. And the next point of this sixth characteristic related to the lack of structure that can result in a wealth of data. Because any kind of response is acceptable, right? So the test administrator or the interpreter will have a huge amount of data, and it's very challenging for the interpreter to then conclude to like few sentences, for example, to write it down in the psychological report. So it's also energy and time consuming as well. Okay, we'll continue to the projective techniques according to Lawrence Frank. There are five explanation related to the technique. But please be patient. I will give you this explanation in the next video. So stay tuned and we will get in touch again to discuss about this upcoming topic. Thank you. Finally, we have reached the end of this video. So stay tuned for the upcoming video related to the next topic, still within the Projective Personality Assessment course with me, Ide Kurnia Swasti. Okay, see ya. Thank you so much.